But the point of it all is, all we like sheep have a rebellious, sinful nature that works against everything we put our hand to. Some of us are more protected from it than others, just by way of the way we're made. Some people, we're at the mercy of it at birth, only to be uncontrolled, unable to fit into society. Many of us take for granted that we're not disabled by our sinful nature, that we can function despite it. But in Jeremiah 9 it says, disobedience is the title, my people bend their tongues like bows. And the book of James talks about how our tongue's like a rudder. And the first sign of trouble in a relationship, if you're clever, will come via the tongue. The problem with the tongue is it can be used behind your back. It can be used to tattletale, to backbite, to gossip, to slander behind your back, and you'll feel the energy. And the Bible says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So what do you do if you've got a partner and they're just not saying anything? The communication's deteriorated. They're turning up. It's kind of hollow. You're fired up. You're fired up to, get the energy going, and it's just not there. You text, there's no answer. You ring, there's no reply. And you start to wonder, what or who am I dealing with here? How has it come to this? Well, I've had relationships where I've gone, okay, then let's go at the level that the person I'm with's going at. Let's contribute the same level as what they are, which is pretty risky business, because if somebody's not communicating and you stop communicating, even though you are communicating, and you stop communicating and it remains the same, you've got to understand at some point, not necessarily straight away and not without discernment, that the love bombing stage is over. The thrill has gone. And this is how fallen human nature works. It disintegrates things. It undermines the things that we care about. It's like clouds that disappear. If you take love and make it like clouds, they disappear. That's what the fallen, sinful human nature does. It works away at things, good things, to make them disappear, but it does more than that. It turns good words, kind words, into no words, into nasty words. That's the degenerative phase of a relationship. Good words, kind words, no words, nasty words. Life and death is in the power of the tongue, the proverb says, and those that love it will eat its fruit. What comes out of our mouths reveals what's in our heart, whether we want to admit it or not. And I challenge listeners right now, if you have bad words towards your partner, It's time you fessed up to your partner. Do not go behind your partner's back, saying things that you ought not, undermining your relationship, bending your tongue like a bow to shoot out the way you feel. It might not even be true. That's what our sinful nature does. It morphs. It knows how to morph to keep itself empowered. It knows how to transform to suit certain kinds of attitudes and characters and things. It knows how to morph to suit the moment. It knows how to morph to meet the attitude, the wrong attitude. It can change your mind. It can turn good into evil. Oh, there's no clinical name for this. No, I'm sorry. The Bible calls it the old man, the fallen, sinful nature. And it will shoot out lies. It'll bring lies to your mind. It'll bring lies to your heart. And if you haven't got the discernment and ability to understand that it's starting to influence you under certain situations and circumstances, it knows when to strike. It knows when to raise its ugly head against the things that you love. It knows when to turn you to the drink. It knows when to turn you to the bong, to the pills. It knows. It just knows. It knows. And sometimes we just can't recognize it. It's too stealth. It's a part of us. It deceives us. We don't even know it's working in us and against the things we care about. And that's why I became a minister all those years ago, because I got tired of evil deceiving me and misleading me. And I wanted to find what the problem was, and I found out I've got a sinful nature deep inside me that wants to ruin everything I am, everything I have, and it will if I let it. They refuse to stand up for the truth. Now, I've had partners that have done this and they've completely destroyed the relationship. Oh, it's horrible. Just stand up for the truth. Sometimes they don't know what the truth is. Oh dear. I had a girlfriend, she was good. She used to talk about the truth and spirit. And thinking, well, if you just say anything, we'll be able to work out what that means. No. Sometimes the truth's just too hard to face. I've had people try all sorts of wicked, dark triad stuff on me to ruin my relationships. Triangulated situations where my partner at that time was unable to find their way out. And I've just given in, just broken and gone no more. Some have even fallen for the lies. And you're standing there and you're going, I know you, I know who you are, and I know you don't mean any harm, but you've been deceived, and I just haven't got time for this. You can't build anything with someone that doesn't believe in who you are. They're slighted. They're in an emotional affair with somebody else. It could be a family member, could be friends. Happens all the time. Could be somebody they've met. It could be an affair. All affairs start in the emotional level and then go physical, usually out of a resentment, to find soothing and payback for the raising of a problem. That's how the carnal nature works. You have to know how the carnal nature works. You have to know. You can't afford not to know. it'll destroy you. And one thing I want to say before I end this talk about our sinful nature: it doesn't like rules, it doesn't like being told. It's a rebel. All we, like sheep, remember, have gone astray. We have gone everyone to his own way. And rebels can't be told. That's why a lot of men and women that have got into relationships have been left standing there over time, only to find that they're in bed with a rebel that's got no intention of doing anything good or constructive. They're just there. Doesn't mean they're not loving, it doesn't mean they don't care. They're just not going anywhere. It's just not building anything. They've got issues that they just can't find a way to resolve. They're triangulated. Oh, I've lost so many relationships through triangulation, and I'm sure you've experienced this as well. It's horrible and it's cruel. Just remember, in your relationship, sometimes you can put a clinical name on it, you can do what you like. Sometimes a person's carnal nature is just too much for them, and they deteriorate, decompose, and go into a state of rebellion. And if you come after them with rules and demands, and you should be doing this and you should be doing that, if it's abuse, just say you're abusing me and I have to go. A rebel will not listen. It'll be like you never knew that person, right? Because they've given way to the deceitful lusts of their sinful nature, and it'll work against the person and their human nature. That's just how it works. A rebel cannot be told. It's as simple as that. It's just how it works. This is Reverend Dr. Jason W. Morrison, theologist. Bye for now.